let's turn to somebody who probably, has at least a deeper understanding of world issues. Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell's on Bannon's War Room, and he's thank God. You need to know numbers. Mike Lindell's your guy, and he's going to explain to us how this is called Lindell. Worst inflation is coming, and it's planned. This is all a plot, guys. You have to understand, this is a plot. Again, I have not pre-watched this, but the essence of this is that, inflation's on its way. Now, Goldman Sachs, we know, as I showed you on that Axios article, said it's going to get worse over the winter before it gets better and improves because of supply chain issues that the world is facing and energy costs that the world is facing. But, Mike Lindell and people like Hannity and Steve Bannon want you to think this is an America first problem. America's the only country that has this problem, and it's all because of both Biden getting elected and Trump no longer being king. The man and the king and the land are one, and unless we get Excalibur back in his hand, we're all just, it's all biblical pestilence from now on. But this is
Okay, welcome back. You're in the war room, and
no, we're not in the war room. We're in the living room. We're in front of the defunct fireplace. We're in the study with the candlestick. The war room. Can we stop for a second? We've been breezing by the fact that he has this bioweapon, the biohazard symbol under here with war room pandemic, with the left and right pointed arrows, because he wants you to know that they overlap. The big China flag part up in there, the red in the background, and then there's this expanding circle. Like this graphics. Steve Bannon's War Room has been turned into the War Room pandemic since Trump was in office, like over a year and a half. Meanwhile, it doesn't think the pandemic's real, that it was all a faux-demic, and that the Chinese both sent a biological weapon, but it was fake. It was like they attacked us with a snake pestilence, but it was really just those snakes in Pringles cans that you open them up and they pop out. That's this. Yeah. Good Lord.
Gentlemen, between now, it's the 18th of November, between now and the end of the year, there is going to be a firestorm in this city that is going to have...
No, there isn't. There's going to be a snowstorm, probably some rain as well. It's not going to be a firestorm.
Implications. I'm giving you a signal right now.
Not noise. That's signal, not noise. Just so we can clarify. I have two charts, signal and noise, so that you can make the difference. I always keep a list of what he's...
You will fundamentally change the American economy. You will fundamentally change the relationship of the citizen to the state. You will fundamentally change entrepreneurial opportunity, capital markets, all of it.
No, none of that is changing between now and Christmas. Get fucked. It's just goofy. Yes, entrepreneurial endeavors will be wiped out in the next 6 weeks. The fuck are you talking about? Jesus.
With what these radicals, and here's the thing, not only that do they not have a mandate like in 1932 or 1964, they have no mandate even at the beginning. Okay.
Oh, except you mean Biden winning? Well, I would argue that you're kind of right there, and that Biden won, Sanders and Warren didn't win. So the centrists are the ones who took the seat and soundly kicked Trump's ass right out of town. So I would say, 8 million popular vote, 306, just like I called it, by the way. I'd call that a mandate. By the way, I know you're going to prison soon, so I won't be making any mandate jokes.
But now, if you look at the current polling, they're into absolute free fall. It's the biggest gaps ever between...
No, it's on its way back up. It's actually currently on its way back up. It's up like 12 points in the Pew poll.
Looks like we're going to run the House with 40, 50, 60 seats. I say 100 seats if we get focused.
Yeah, totally. If you get focused, you get, And by focused, he means Yeah, well, of course, you'll have to focus in the next 6 weeks, obviously, because we're going to be full on Stalinist communism by New Year's, right? I mean, that's what you're saying.
Okay. So
Okay.
they're doing this as the death rattle of this Marxist regime, this illegitimate regime.
This Marxist regime. Yes, it's Marxism writ large, really. It's an attack of the proletariat on the bourgeoisie. The total destruction of the stock market is the goal of the oh no. That the idea that before Christmas the idea of toys will be outlawed. Black Friday will be the new V for Vendetta November 5th.
Next gentleman has staked his company, his personal reputation, his family, all the days.
His mustache, his last 2 brain cells, his diaper.
That on getting to the bottom of 3 November, as we have too, because we can't go forward, right? People say,
definitely do not go forward until you've gotten to the bottom of November 3rd of last year, not this recent November 3rd, obviously.
But the future, no. The future's you've got to get to the bottom, and it showed on Virginia.
Psst, psst. Steve, anywhere you are is the bottom.
Yeah, when people are focused and motivated and we had 95% of the billets filled to be poll watchers and most important election officials inside the room watching the count. Okay.
So I see. So the New Jersey win by the Democrats was legitimate, and the losing only one of 2 states that the sitting administration usually loses, as an example, quite frankly, of the strength of the Biden administration. That's you're not going with that on this one, no?
That's how we win. That's how we win 100 seats. But Mike Lindell, I got to ask you first, as a businessman, we're commemorating the 10th anniversary when you stopped selling out of the trunk of your car in flea markets till you actually got on doing infomercials, and you got the throwback price of the 1998.
And the 8th anniversary of your starting to do crack. For the record, just in case you haven't seen his book and flipped through it like I have, I don't have that kind of time. He became a crack addict after he started MyPillow.
69.98. But people forget, not only have he built one of the great entrepreneurial companies in America, because of his dedication and being
well, there's like Apple and Microsoft and Dell and Amazon, and then ShamWow, boom, MyPillow. You know what I mean?
Patriot. All the big box stores took him off. That were his bulk of his, I think 40% of his sales, and Fox. There is no other company in America that could have taken the hits of the revenue basis of Lindell and not had mass layoffs. I think the only.
Well, yeah, he didn't take a hit. He found a waiting audience and decided to micro-focus on lunacy. He saw Jonestown happening and started selling Kool-Aid. He didn't fuck off his audience. He secured his audience. He's always been doing it. Why do you think he wears a cross in his commercials? Is it because he's Christian-like in his behavior? Of course not. He bears false witness all the fucking time. He does it because to him, that cross is guaranteed branding. By doing something that he alleges is bold, which fucking well isn't, he guarantees that Christians in the country, this is why this all started, that Christians would buy his pillows. Oh my God, look, he's wearing a cross right in the ad. He seems lovely. And they did. And he took their money and he bought crack with it. And then he, his own crack buddies were like, dude, you're the guy paying for the crack and the flop house and all. You got to get clean. We're going to stay fucked up, but you got to get clean.
People that had the job things were the people that went around to the big box stores and you tried to repurpose them. My point, Lindell is a killer businessman, first of all. I mean, a former drug addict, he turns himself over to the Lord.
By the way, they say former. Oh, thank you, Laura. They're the worst pillows ever. My mom bought me one way back, actually pawned off as a Republican pillow. Oh, that's amazing.
over to Jesus Christ, radical transformation of his life, but that driving ambition and toughness to build a company.
By the way, Steve, look at Steve Bannon's face right now as he's discussing Mike Pillow's faith. Look at him. Just a man of faith. Yeah.
As you see, Mike, I want to get out of the politics of the count and the steal to focus on what they've done. Elections have consequences. Stolen elections have catastrophic consequences, and we're talking about catastrophic consequences right here. Mike Lindell, as you sit there as a businessman, not your involvement in 3 November.
Yeah, don't tell us any of that bullshit because we keep getting into trouble, and then I start laughing at you, and then we get letters.
Just as a businessman.
And yeah, tell us shit as a businessman. Don't tell us about the election because I personally don't believe you, and I'll start snickering.
Look at the spending they're talking about, or they call it the investments. You look at the continuing resolution of the 1.5 trillion. You look at the debt ceiling. As a businessman, where do you think these radical Democrats are taking the country?
Yeah, okay, here it is. This is forget Fox Business. For Maria Bartiromo, move over. It's time for the Mike Lindell Financial Minute.
It's going to be the worst you've ever seen. Double-digit inflation. I mean, you can look at the overall picture. I didn't think politics affected me back in the day. And obviously, I've been thrown into the mix, and now I know it affects everything we do. You look at the decisions.
You were thrown into the mix? Or you were courted as a donor, as a gullible rich asshole by a former game show host?
And look at our great president, our real president, Donald Trump, the decisions that were made that manifested into December of 2019. If everybody goes back to that month, it was amazing. Highest consumer confidence, lowest unemployment across the board.
Well, we were entering a recession, honestly. Well, honest to God, you know what? Maybe he's right about this. Come on, man. Tell him the truth, Mike Lindell. Tell him. Tell him about how he's coming back. Tell him about it.
Everybody's lives had improved somewhat.
Everybody.
And now, not even having another party in there, but when you're making decisions now when your agenda is to destroy the country, now you've got, that's where the stolen election comes from, with China coming in, the CCP and this. If you have,
QVC coming in here trying to not sell your pillows, and the CCP buying QVC, I heard that on the QT. Come on now, hey!
Back and forth for decades, more government, less government.
He's the smartest man ever in the whole wide world. Come on.
More spending, less spending, and
both.
It comes
and
down.
Neither. More spending, less spending, and then more of less spending and less of more spending. Tell him.
Everyone's seeing it now. Common sense. We've seen what good decisions can do, and now you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I decided one time to floss with barge rope, and see where that led. Come on.
And what horrible decisions can do, and this is
but hold on. But this is.
Yeah, just stop him there, Steve. Keep him on track. He's getting all over everywhere. Tell him back. Get him back to November 3rd, man.
This is not like the old days with they spend too much. We want to be limited government.
That's right.
Hey man, Reagan is over. We ain't doing that shit no more, buddy. Come on, don't tear it on me. That's what I'm saying. Fire it up. Let's do this.
You're talking $6 or $7 trillion. We're already at $28 trillion.
Well, 2. But don't let me interrupt you.
We're going into uncharted territory, right?
Yeah, that's what I like. I like going into uncharted territory. Sometimes I just pull my truck over in the middle of the woods, head up into the hills. Smell that sweet perfume, couple of hikers. Good eating.
This is
Exactly.
uncharted territory, and that's what I was saying. This isn't the typical Democrat Republican thing.
No, man, this is alien, satanic cabal, baby spine juice drinking, blood smoothie crowd versus flag waving patriots with AR-15 penises. Come on.
Is evil coming into our country that have came here. The decisions being made now, if they don't make sense, everybody, to either party, I mean the people, they're out.
Yeah, he means me. He talking about me right now. Come on. He talking about me. I've never been this happy.
Destroy our country. When the first decision you make on Inauguration Day is to get rid of 50,000 union jobs.
Well, yeah, I mean, Joe Biden says he likes them unions, but not the kind of union, Canadian unions. We don't need that, do we? I'm confused. Ain't that Canadian oil in that? We don't get that. That ain't ours. I have a buddy who works in a coal mine. He lost his job because the Keystone Pipeline was going to come down there. And the dude said, we don't need coal no more. We're going to go work over there. He had to move. I'll miss him. I'll miss his smell.
Shut down this pipeline. They knew what that was going to manifest to. All the shipping.
Yeah, the price of Canadian shit oil was going to go through the goddamn roof.
Problems we have now and the gas prices, and then they open up the borders down there. All these things are to destroy our country. That's
what it is. They're trying to destroy our country. Tell them.
See, or that money that they're gonna give away now and put in the economy.
Hold on. What? Do what now? They're giving away money. Why didn't you say that in the first place, you son of a... What the hell? Good Lord. They giving away free money. I'm going to start my own coal mine. I don't care if nobody wants it.
It will be double-digit inflation. It's getting there now faster than you've ever seen. I mean, raw materials and stuff, Steve, it's beyond anything I've ever seen in my lifetime.
You don't have to tell me. My sister had to make her own Oxycontin. It was not easy. We had to get a prescription from a veterinarian.
Mike, they say the Build Back Bank.
Stop for a second. Stop him, Steve. Tell him to keep him on topic. Tell him about China coming on over here. Going to turn us into Europe. That's what's going to happen. Chinese going to come over here, turn us into Finland. That's their whole plan.
The $3 trillion they want to spend, they say that's actually an anti-inflation, that's going to drive inflation down. Mike Linden.
That's ridiculous. That's just some people having... Look, worst thing to make inflation worse is getting a job. I ain't never had no job because I don't want to contribute to inflation.
How ludicrous, as a businessman, how ludicrous is the arguments they make? And the people they put up to do it, Omar and Jalapal, it's not serious. And they didn't want to do it.
Oh, come on. I'm serious. Look at me, Steve. I'm serious. Look, we should get together. You and me, hang out. You can teach me how to brush my teeth. I'll teach you how to use soap. It's a match made in heaven. Come on.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this audience forced them to do the CBO score. They didn't have enough respect for the American people to cost it out. They were just going to pass it and read it later. Not even cost out.
Yeah, but they didn't. The Democrats didn't. Never mind. Did they pass it? Wait a minute. They did? They did? Everybody voted on it? It passed without them doing that scoring thing on it? Did it? If they're going to do it, then they did it, right? Because if you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you're never going to do it in the first place. That's what I heard.
Like, as a businessman, how much do you fear for the future of the economy? Just as a businessman, not a Republican or Democrat, not a Trump supporter or progressive left guy.
No.
As a business guy, when you look out there in what you call uncharted territory, how does that affect your decision making?
Well, I'm kind of making that big long-term decision, which has now become very short-term. It came on us faster than ever. I've had to make other decisions as they've canceled me out or tried to cancel out my pillow.
That's not right. Do not cancel. I mean, hey, I may nap on a cow pie once in a while, but those are the best pillars in the whole wide world.
It all comes down to making, if you're out there, if I'll give advice to, if you're a business owner out there, you got to make.
Please do. I mean, I wouldn't call it a business. You know, I got 9 hound dogs, and anytime somebody goes missing and I wasn't the one that did it, I will often rent out those dogs so they can go up there in the hills and find them, stuff like that. I only make them, they can give me $45 and a piece of the fabric they used to find the body. Ooh, I love you, Mike Lindell. You're a good American.
Decisions based on the current footprint and what you think is going to be coming. And I'm telling you what's coming.
I saw the current footprint. That thing, I'm just saying, if Bigfoot's penis is, never mind, I digress.
Is the worst. Inflation, raw material shortages for everything. If you don't think that a lot of these ships that are sitting out the West Coast, that a lot of that stuff's planned, I believe it's planned. I believe it's.
Well, yeah, they got to plan it. They can't all just come in at once. I got a buddy who works on one of them docks or whatever. If they all just made a big run towards it, they'd all sink. Oh, that's not the point you're making?
They want to just ruin middle America. They've been doing it as soon as they get a little breath.
Well, yeah, I mean, fuck middle America. How are they doing about Appalachia? Huh?
Then let's get them the next thing. They want us all to, it's all about control, Steve. They want to control each and every person in our country.
That's right. They want to tie us up, spank us with some reeds, put us in an old shipping container, and have their way with us. Shit, I'm projecting again.
And you got to destroy us first, and that's what they're trying to do.
Terrible. Well, I feel like I learned at bunches. He's such a smart man. I mean, it takes a lot of thinking. Come on, consider this for a minute, folks at home watching. Come on. That it takes a lot of thinking to, talk that much and never say nothing. You know what I mean? People think it's easy. It ain't. There was not that is talent, all right? That's like singing. To be able to say that many sentences and still utter nothing. I love it. Just friggin' genius. Mike, you're my hero. If you see a truck in the back rearview mirror with a camper on the top and a hound dog sticking his head out the side and one headlight and a rusty bumper and a weird dude with a hat pulled down with a little bit of a mullety thing coming out of the side of it, that's me. Don't get alarmed. I'm here to protect you. Think of me as your own personal Annie Wilkes. I love you. I love you. And I can't let you go. I can't let anybody else have you. I'm sorry, Mike. We just got to be one person together. And then we can do what we've always wanted to do as one human being. We can human centipede ourselves with Steve Bannon. I'm telling you, it'll all work out. I'm just telling you. Love you, Steve. All right, that's a little much. Oh my God. All right. So I'm old Greg, right? I refuse to take any of that shit seriously. They're talking out of their ass. They're appealing to just morons, and they have zero respect for them. I'm just saying it. Yeah.